Home service providers. In this video, I'm going to do a quick marketing makeover where I select a random business in a random city and I take a look under the hood at their Google business profile and their website to see what things can be improved to increase their local visibility. And hopefully by watching this video, you'll be able to get some tips and tricks that you can implement into your own local business. The whole idea here is to get you to go from this to this, where green is in the money. Green means when someone is searching in that spot on the map, your business shows up at the very top of the first page of Google. So I'm going to make myself a little smaller here. Here we go. All right, so I picked a tree care business in Dallas, Texas called Dallas Tree Trimming and Removal Service. I do not know these folks. These aren't clients of mine, but I wanted to share a few things that I found. So number one, their name is awesome. And this is actually the name of their business. They're not keyword stuffing. So they've got tree trimming, they've got removal, and they've got Dallas in the name. So that's awesome. That's going to help them with the ranking. They do have all 5-star reviews, 65 reviews. That's great. But if we dive into this, you're going to see that their newest review was about a month ago, then 2 months ago, and then 4 months ago, and then 8 months ago. So it's not consistent. The idea is once you have your Google business profile optimized, you want to have consistent activity in the account. And that means regular reviews. It means responding to the reviews within 24 hours. And it means regular updates to your profile. Those things show Google that you're an active business and they will reward you by featuring you at the top of the first page. So although they have 65 reviews, I would say implement some sort of automated review system that will send a review request 24 hours after you've finished doing a job for someone. That will get you a lot more reviews and will keep you competitive on Google Maps. All right, so they've got an address listed on their profile, which is great. If you can do that, that always helps with the local ranking because Google owns Google Maps. Google My Business owns Google Maps. And they love to drop a pin on the map. If you are a service area business, they can't do that. So although you can still set up a service area business and rank, it's easier to rank when you have an address listed. Okay, they're open 24 hours, which is great. Now be curious to see if they have a call center, because if someone calls this number at 11 o'clock at night and no one answers, Google knows that. They can track this and that could hurt their rankings. So if you are open 24 hours and you have somebody answering the phone during that time, then leave it like this. But if not, I would change your hours on your Google business profile to reflect when are people going to be answering the phone. Just set it up like that on your profile. All right, now you can see they've got a business description here. Dallas Tree Trimming and Removal Service, a full-service tree care company. It's proud to serve Dallas-Fort Worth. We've been providing for. Okay, so one of the things that they're missing out on here, they did mention their business name. They should mention in the description is the main Google business profile category, which is tree service. Now they may have done that here. Hold on. Tree care. So it's tree care company. I would change that to tree service. So that it just is consistent. And then I would they mentioned Dallas-Fort Worth, but I would start mentioning some other surrounding towns and cities, either within Dallas and Fort Worth, because Dallas and Fort Worth are pretty large. So you're missing out on an opportunity here. I would pick specific neighborhoods and I would mention those and the surrounding areas, including, and then put maybe 3 more cities there. And I would also include how long they've been in business, and I would include a mission statement. That will give, because this information here gives Google a good idea of what you do and where you do it. All right. Now, one of the things they're really missing out on this profile are updates. Now, if you look right here, the last time they did an update was about, it's June right now, so you're talking about 7 months ago. And then before that, it was August. And then before that, it was July. So they're not being consistent with the updates. Remember what I had said in the beginning. Google is looking for activity in the account, reviews and updates. Those are the 2 places where you want to focus if you want to start ranking. All right. Now, let me show you another profile that I am managing that's a tree service. And there's one other piece that they are missing here, and that is products. Now, as a home service business, you don't sell physical products, you sell services. But I want you to think of every service as a product of your business. And Google allows you to add products to your profile. So this is what you want to do. So let's look over here at this other tree care business. And you're going to see that what I've done is I've created, this is pretty extensive here. I've created a category for each service, and I've created a product for that service. So this is the tree debris cleanup product or category. And this talks about Allen, Texas tree debris cleanup. And that link right here links to the Allen, Texas debris cleanup page. So there's a specific page just for this service and this location on their website. So this is a missed opportunity because this allows you to differentiate yourself from your competitors. Most of your competitors are not even thinking about adding products to their profile, but Google allows it because each service is a product of your business. Okay, so you can create categories and then you can create products. Now, if you don't have specific pages on your website that talk about the service and the location, that's okay. You want to have at least a dedicated page for each service, and then you want to have a product that links to that page. So if I were to do that for another business, maybe we just do tree service or tree care service as the main category, and then we have tree debris cleanup, stump grinding, tree removal, emergency tree removal, things like that. Okay, so we went a little bit deeper with this profile, but the concept is just the same. You want to differentiate yourself by adding products to your profile. All right, so then if we were to click over to their website, let's take a look at their website and see where things can be improved. Okay, so you can see right here in their logo is Dallas Tree Trimming and Removal Service. So I know that this is their real name, because that's a lot of times what I do is I'll look to see if they're keyword stuffing here by putting in these other keywords. But this is actually their business name, which is great. Complete tree removal services in Dallas, Texas. Okay, so you want to tell at the very top of the first page what you do and where you do it. Okay, now maybe what I would do here is complete tree care service or tree service in Dallas, Texas, only because this is their main Google Business Profile category. So we want to mimic that on the website, because as soon as you add your website to your Google Business Profile, Google will send a spider, they're like crawlers, onto your website, and they're looking for specific things. They want to see consistency. They want to make sure that this phone number here matches the phone number that you gave them, which it does. All right, and then they've got a call to action button, which is just call now. Now, the problem with this is some people are not ready to call you. Some people want to text you, or they want to fill out a form because they're not ready to actually call. So I would change this call to action to get started or free estimate or something like that, whatever the first step is. But don't obligate them to have to call as their only way of communicating with you, because some people will not do that. Okay, so they have a list of their services, and you notice that as I came up here, this is home, and then I scroll down, this is services. So that tells me that this website is a landing page website, meaning it only has one page, and that's a missed opportunity. With any type of local business, particularly home service businesses, you want to have a dedicated page for each service. So they have three main services: tree removal, tree trimming, and stump grinding. So I would have a page specifically for each of those services, and I would dive a lot deeper. Look, this is only one small little paragraph about tree trimming and tree removal and stump grinding. It's not enough information for this company to start ranking their website. When someone searches locally, let's say they say tree removal near me and they're in Dallas, this website is going to have a hard time showing up in the organic search results. Okay, then they have a little bit about us. Their photos are great, because you could tell this is not a stock photo. Somebody took that photo from out at the job site. That's what Google likes. So they did a good job here. I would have an about page. I would have a page dedicated to about us, and I would go a lot deeper. I would have some of these photos, but I'd also have a team photo or a photo with your truck that has your logo on it. Okay, people like to see you're a home service provider, so you're coming to them. They want to see who's showing up at their house. Don't surprise them. Let them see it on your Google Business Profile. You can add photos, and you can add photos obviously to your website. Why choose us? Okay, so this is good, but there's not enough information here. Okay, and I would add some things here so that not only Google understands a little bit more about what you do and where you do it, but also that people that come here, they can dive a little bit deeper if they want. Now, they did a good job of pulling in reviews. You always want to have some sort of social proof on your website, so they did a great job here. The only problem is, you see it says 41 reviews, but here it says 65 reviews. So I don't know if they're using an outdated plugin where it's not pulling in the fresh reviews each time, but yeah, see, free Google review widget, which is fine. You can definitely do that, but look at the years. Like I would then get rid of this, because see how it says 2 years ago? That tells me if I were to land here, are they still in business? They haven't had a review in 2 years? That's not true. They had a review last month. We just saw that there, but it's not showing that here. So maybe I'd either remove where it says 2 years ago, like remove the actual date, or get a new plugin that pulls in fresh reviews as soon as somebody leaves you a review. They do have a gallery here, and you can tell this is from the job site. These are not stock photos. Google likes that. And this is really easy to do as a home service provider, because you're out at the job site. Just take out your phone and take a few photos. And that way you can have some actual photos of, now see, this is a lost opportunity because they've got some great photos of, this would be, I guess, the tree removal. This is the tree removal. This is the stump grinding. So I would use those images on those dedicated pages. So when we have a dedicated page for tree removal, I would load that up with not stock photos, but photos that you've taken from out in the field. Okay, so there's the call us now again. Gallery and call us now. So again, there's no place for me to fill out a form. He does provide his email address, but then that's causing more friction. Now I have to copy and paste that and open up my Gmail or whatever and send them send information. And I'm not able to capture their name, their email, and their phone number. Well, I'll have their email when they send me an email, but I don't have anything like going into my CRM. So this is a lost opportunity. They've got a great name. This is going to help with the local ranking right there, but now they're hurting themselves because they just have a landing page style website. So those would be the changes that I would make. On the website, I'd have a dedicated page for each service. I'd have a dedicated page for about us. I'd maybe even have a frequently asked questions page. I'd make this something other than contact. I would be like free estimate or some sort of like where if I'm going to click on a button, it's bringing me somewhere that I'm going to take the first step in working with you. I would have a form there. I'd also have a phone number so they can call if they want, but give them the option to fill out the form. And then on the Google Business Profile, I would definitely start getting more regular reviews. They've got great reviews, but they need to get more of them on a regular basis. I'm sure that they haven't just worked on one customer in the last 4 months. Well, let's see, last month. So they only worked on one customer in a month? I doubt it. So they're just not requesting reviews. Putting it on automation will allow that to be really easy. And then they're losing an opportunity here with not doing regular updates. I like to do regular daily updates for my clients to their Google Business Profile, and then changing up the business description so it includes more locations, the main primary category, and then a mission statement and how long they've been in business. And then finally, I would add products to differentiate themselves. But in order to add products, they really need to have dedicated pages for the service pages. So you see how these two things work hand in hand. Your Google Business Profile and your website will help or hurt your chances of ranking. So hopefully this information was helpful. You can take this and implement some of these strategies on your Google Business Profile and your website, and you will start to see more calls, more clicks, and more customers. All right, I'll see you next time.